that. Right, go for it. Oh, you need to...
to clear a few things up.
Right, go on then, Kira.
How are you going to make a creature?
We're normally just going to...
It's going to be a point of view from the creature.
Oh.
So you don't actually see it.
I think that will be quite difficult to do convincingly. I think you're going to have to really experiment and really work on that. I've got a question. This doesn't sound like a thriller to me. Actually, it's not a question. It sounds like a horror movie.
Well, it's like the whole film is about the boy's dreams, and it's like we're not saying it's like Inception, but it's about him dreaming. Every time he goes to sleep, he's like being followed by this. It's going to be a monster. And there's not really going to be violence. It's more psychological. So that's going to keep.
I think you should change. I think you should think about changing the idea of a creature to a person, a threatening person whose face we don't see, who's kind of balaclavaed or masked, or because I think if you go into the realms of creatures, you're stepping out of that genre into a different kind of genre, and I think that is an issue. And I think Kira's right when she said, how are you going to make a creature? You try and do it from a point of view shot. I think even if you can film the shadow of somebody, or I'm giving you all the ideas now, you're supposed to.
No, we'll just change it to a person.
I think the filming as well, instead of like a horror where you might make the audience jump, we try and build tension, which would make it more of a thriller than a horror. So if we drag out scenes and like don't keep many surprises from the audience, whereas a horror might, and then make the audience jump, that'll have it fall under the category of a thriller.
I'm not sure, Tony. I think it's creating tension with a mysterious figure is fine, but creating tension with a nightmarish creature is, again, I still think is kind of stepping over the bounds. Questions?
Who's your target audience?
Audience. So the film's typically 18. So actually, no, 15.
So it's a bit Inception-y and a bit Sixth Sense-y.
It's more psychological.
Right, then you have to show that's why take the creature out and make it psychological. That maybe he thinks he sees a shadow and then you cut to it again and it's gone. So that we get the idea that it's in his head. But what is the kind of plot then?
Well, the plot is basically that he has this dream, and every night he keeps having the same dream, and he works up, and the only way to like get out of this dream is to actually try and find a way to escape the building. But because the building can be quite huge, but that's like later on in the plot, he obviously tries to find a way out, and like turns out that everything that happens in his real life won't be much real life stuff, but stuff that happens in real life gives him clues to what happened and how to escape the dream.
So he does wake up from the dream?
Eventually, like in the end of the film.
At the end of the film?
Yeah.
Like repeatedly he'd wake up throughout the film, and then you'd see the next day and he'd receive more clues.
It's going to be
him getting out of the dream.
He's going to have the dream every single night until he finds a way.
Right, so we open with the dream. Does that extract finish with him waking up, or?
Yeah, that's the final scene of the opening.
Right, okay.
For a corridor, and there'll be like lots of angle shots of him running.
Trying to open lots of doors, but most of them won't open. You know, so it gives you a sense that he's trapped in wherever he is. Yeah.
And with our filming being done at night, we could take some like atmospheric shots, which maybe we could feature the titles and the credits and stuff like that.
You're going to have to be quite careful with the lighting, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And really think carefully about it. Have you got a setting in mind?
Yeah.
Because you've described it quite graphically, and I was searching in my head for something that looked like that, and I haven't got a clue.
We were thinking about a shopping centre, but it doesn't really fit, so we're going to have to maybe do a little bit more research.
Yeah, you might have to change your location. Who's going to be this boy, and how old is this boy?
Well, we'll probably have to call upon somebody younger than us, maybe like a year 9 or something like that, or somebody that just looks innocent enough and small enough to convey the character. And then maybe if we change it to a person, then have somebody from our year or an adult maybe.
Just the shadow of us.
Okay, all right. I didn't catch the name of it. You said it quite quickly at the beginning.
The dream game.
The Dream Game.
Yeah, That's still in the debate. You know, you can change
Okay.
things around.
All right.
Could I suggest a name you could call it?
Go on then.
Dream catcher.
The
Because
dream.
he's like trying to catch up with the dream.
Has that been used
I
before?
swear, yeah, I think it's, isn't
It was
that,
in like 19 something.
oh, then we just have to read the agreement. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen. Well done.